You might be wondering, okay, so I've got this LinkedIn profile. How do I do something with this? How can I begin to build my network on LinkedIn? And my name is Tiffanie Kellog. I'm very excited to be here with you today to share how to build your network on LinkedIn. We're going to cover a couple of different topics. The first thing that we're going to talk about is how is LinkedIn different than most social networking sites? Because there are lots of different ones and they each have their own rules. And then we're going to talk about how do you make those LinkedIn connections, because just being on a social media site doesn't mean that you're going to be able to create results. You've got to be able to make those connections. Then how do we use LinkedIn to network? And that's my goal. I'm all about the networking. I'm all about the referrals. We're going to talk about how can we get your network to help out, because why not? They know you. They know what's going on with you. So how do we get them to help out? And lastly, as a little bonus, I love being able to offer bonuses, is how do we get referrals on LinkedIn? I think it's a huge opportunity for us to begin to create some relationships and generate those referrals. So let's dive in. We're going to talk about how is LinkedIn different than most social media and what not to do on LinkedIn, because I do think there are things that we should do and things that we shouldn't do when it comes to LinkedIn. And so first off, know that LinkedIn is a business forum. It's not a place that we get together to come out and hang socially. So the things that you would post on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok probably aren't going to be appropriate in the LinkedIn world. Can you get away with posting selfies? Perhaps, though there needs to be a purpose to the selfie. Like, are you showing off one of your referral sources? Are you showing off a product or service that you're utilizing? I think you can get away with it, but it's not something that you want to do consistently. Same thing with like not a whole bunch of food posts or dog posts or kids posts. It's a business platform, so we want to treat it as such. And I think LinkedIn, we have this opportunity. It's kind of like a resume. We get to tell you all about the things that we've done in the past to help us build our credibility, what we're looking to create for today. And so you want to make sure that it is up to date. And I know sometimes we use slang, or we use kind of like the letter U instead of YOU on some of the other social media sites. I think when it comes to LinkedIn, you're really going to want to make sure that you're using the proper grammar. Make sure things are spelled right, punctuation, and all of that. Also, if our goal is we want to build your network on LinkedIn, you don't want to be a lurker. So just sitting there watching all the time, you're actually going to want to be involved. And I'll talk a little bit about how you do that in just a minute. Hey, Brad, glad to see you joining us today. And one other thing that you do not want to do is selling. I know I'm talking about networking, but I think sometimes people think networking is, hey, how do I get together and find these people so that they can buy my product and service? And so, this is definitely one of those what not to do on LinkedIn. You don't want to sell to the people, and you don't want to spam them. I get a lot of people like to do these direct messages. Hey, let's have an appointment. Let's have a coffee. Let's get together. And while I appreciate the offer, really? Spamming we don't like in person, spamming we don't like in our mailbox or our email. So why would it be okay in our LinkedIn direct messaging? Now, I will talk a little bit later on about what do we do? How do we begin to have these conversations to create that relationship without being salesy and spamming? Remember, as we're doing LinkedIn, this is still networking. We're still working on developing those relationships. It's not about selling. So we want to network. We want to make some things happen. Speaking of making things happen, that's our next conversation, is how do we make LinkedIn connections? And so to me, LinkedIn's powerful. A couple of different ways that we can utilize it. First, I think you want to connect with the people that you already know. I mean, that just seems so simple, right? You already know these folks in the offline world. So why don't we connect with them online? And I think nowadays, like back in the day, you had to like type in their name and search for them. I think the way the apps are, I'm like, where's my phone? The way the apps are is it will like look into your emails. It will look into your phone numbers and say, these people, do you want to connect with them? And so it makes your life super easy for the connections. Now, the second way I like to build my network, to add into those connections, is taking the people that I've met at networking events, meeting them offline and connecting with them online. Though this could be in person or Zoom is where many of us are spent a lot of our networking time in 2020 and 2021. Actually, one of the networking nuggets that I like to talk about in the 4.5 networking mistakes. So this is my first book where we talk all about networking. These are how to maximize your networking efforts by avoiding common mistakes. So in this, we talk about the 19 networking nuggets, what to do before, during, and after networking, plus how to deal with networking nervousness. Now, I do like to share networking nugget number 19, which says connect online with your offline relationships. Too often we have to develop those relationships of people that we've met only once. And if we email them or schedule time to talk to them, it's a one-off. We have to continue to do it on social media. At least we're able to make the connection. And hopefully, because we're not lurkers, we're going to be out there talking to the people in our network, commenting on their posts, sharing what's going well, creating that engagement. Now, there is in your phone a really handy dandy. You can go to your LinkedIn and pull up your QR code. Yeah, so this is my QR code for LinkedIn. So if somebody's not connected with me, I'm at a networking event, I can put this on my phone and say, hey, just open your camera and pull it up. Now, if they happen to have, if I happen to be on Zoom, I could put this into my virtual backdrop if I'm using a virtual backdrop. I like my book of Baby Yoda, but you can put it in your virtual backdrop and then say, hey, please connect with me, or I'll drop my LinkedIn link into the chat box, and so you can grab that and reach out to me, connect with me. All right, I think that gets us that. And I love the fact LinkedIn makes it nice and fancy. All right. So you can do that when you're networking. And it's interesting. I remember there was an author that I found on Kindle, and I was really enjoying the author. And I'm like, oops, camera. I want to get to know her a little bit better. And so I connected on social media and I started commenting on her information. And then she's like talking back to me. And I'm like, ooh, sweet. I'm able to create this relationship with the author just by utilizing social media. Now, let's say that you don't know somebody and you want to make that connection. I'm okay with reaching out, sending somebody a direct message, or actually sending them a request with a note involved saying, hey, I would love to connect with you. A couple of things to keep in mind, though, is you don't want to just say and send the generic, please add me to your network. Now, there are some people like me, I'll pretty much accept anybody that sends me a request on LinkedIn. I'm not uber picky. On Facebook, I'm picky. On LinkedIn, I'm not. Another one of those. LinkedIn's a different kind of beast. But so you just want to keep in mind, okay, you're sending something when you're sending the request to say, here's why I want to connect with you. I remember there was some random guy and he sent me a connection request and it was like, I love the socks that you talk about. And I'm like, ooh, you actually made me feel like you went and looked at my profile. So if you're going to send a message to somebody that you want as a connection, whether you want them to be a client or a referral source, something, my recommendation is include something about them, not about you. And I wouldn't say, oh, hey, I want to connect with you because I want to sell to you. People don't care. They want to know more about you and what you do after they realize that there's a reason to get that conversation going. Now, when it comes to this, how to use LinkedIn to networking, to me, we do this in person or we do this online. And that's going to be, we have to build that know, like, and trust. We have to build that know, like, and trust where people get to know who we are, like us, and trust us before they're going to do any type of business with us. And I do think one way to help build your credibility when it comes to our LinkedIn world is through recommendations. You also have the, what are they? Endorsements, which are like certain skills, but to me, people are really looking at those recommendations. And so I highly encourage you to make sure that you have beefed up your recommendations, that you have lots of people saying lots of great things about you. And I've actually got another video that's going up on YouTube, so you can check out my YouTube channel to learn more about how to get those LinkedIn recommendations. So that's one way to build the know, like, and trust, is have those recommendations, otherwise known as testimonials. The other thing that you want to do is, as I mentioned earlier, start commenting on people's posts. Now, it's not enough just to like them. You want to comment Actually engage with the person. Hey, here's how it's going, what's happening, what's going on. Also, you're going to want to be posting. Now, again, we don't want to be selling. I love to use horn tooting, which is where you share, here's something that's positive that's going on in my world. Whether it's, I'm super excited. I think my post the other day was, hey, really excited. Matt and Lori just enrolled in the Ignite Your Business program. And that's it. It's not, hey, sign up for the Ignite Your Business program. Here's the link. And I mean, you can do that occasionally. I just think you don't want to do that all of the time. So use it. And I think another way to be visible on LinkedIn is LinkedIn Live. Now, I know it's in beta. Not everybody gets LinkedIn Live yet, though I'm sure more and more people will be getting it as it becomes tried and tested and true. So utilize the LinkedIn Live. And I'd love for you to leave in the comments below, what are your thoughts on LinkedIn Live? And what are some of your thoughts on other things that people can be doing to help create that know, like, and trust, create that visibility so we have the credibility. Now, all right, let's see, what else do we want to chat about? Oh, two more things. First off, we want to talk about getting your network to help you grow. So we talked about the recommendations. So definitely you can ask the people in your network, hey, Susie, hey, Mary, would you be willing to give me a recommendation? And again, I've got a video that goes over all of that, so I don't want to get into the details of that now, but get those people to help you out. Also, you could be asking the people in your network, these are the people that you've already built the know, like, and trust with, if they would be willing to comment on your post, to share your post. And the last thing I think you can ask your network to do is to help create those introductions. So maybe instead of you being the one that reach out cold, kind of like cold calling, to that person that you're looking to connect with on LinkedIn, you ask your referral source, your people in your network, hey, I saw Susie's profile and it looks really great, and I see you know Susie, could you create that introduction for me? Huge opportunities on really how to build your network on LinkedIn. And this is certainly not everything that we could do, but I wanted to give us a few things in our little 15-minute conversation today. And gotta be quick here because I do have one more thing I wanted to share with you, and that is how to get referrals from LinkedIn. So you've built up the know, like, and trust. You're active on what you're doing. The languaging that I like to use when it comes to growing your business by referral is, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who? And then you want to insert a very specific referral request. You never want to say, who do you know who that needs my product or service? It's, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who owns a construction company and loves to play golf? I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who? And ask for your ideal client, ask for your ideal referral source. And then if people are tagging or mentioning other folks, the people that you know, like, hey, I know this person, then I would reach out to the person that shared, I know exactly whom you're looking for, and then ask for the referral. And I've got another video here on, or not here live, but I have another video on YouTube if you want to check out that talks about asking for the referral, so you can get a little bit more detail. That's kind of our Cliff Notes version to keep us at 15 minutes-ish. So I really appreciate the opportunity today to be with you to talk about how to build my network on LinkedIn. Do me a favor, put into the comments, what were your favorite tips? What are you going to try? Plus, if you have any other ideas for people to build their network on LinkedIn. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks all.